is Odelis Espinal. You could call me Rose or RG Natural, whichever one you prefer. I know you guys saw those clips. I know it was like, oh shit. Have a lot of opinions. I honestly, good or bad, I'm really not going to care for the bad ones at all, because people judge not even never even being in those predicaments or experience those type of situations to even understand or comprehend that type of emotion that will be attached to those experiences and how you deal with them. Everyone deals with it differently. And at that time where my headspace was at, yeah, I dealt with it how I dealt with it, but I'm looking at the bigger picture. So that's why I feel like it was more pain, more anger, you know, because it just means so much to me, you know. My daughter, that's my first daughter. So I'm obviously gonna go hard for my daughter no matter what anybody says. There's people that don't even know me working against me. So I know I'm doing something right. I know what I stand for, who I am as an individual, as a person living in this world. I know that I'm doing the right thing. So I was fighting for my daughter. It started off me meeting this guy named Malcolm Wicks. He goes by Mal Mero. A lot of people probably know him. I don't know who, but I know that a lot of people know him. I do know some people who is around him. I don't want to kind of expose them right now, but I'll get to that kind of later, I guess. And it's not to expose people to, you know, oh, go tear them down and stuff like that. It's just more of people need to be aware. Not everybody who puts out a persona or acts like if they're this, that, and the third, or that is that and the third. They're not. They could be wearing a mask and you just never know until they show their true colors, and might be too late. But I met him when I was 18. Disclosure. He had he had confessed to me in the middle of like him, you know, doing the abusing and all of this stuff. He had to admit to me that he was watching me since I was 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way to 18. So when I found that out, I kind of like clicked everything together, like, wow, he was preying on me. So I feel like that kind of put me in a more victim mindset and all of that. And yeah, I was very like, I don't want to say weak. It was just more of like, I was really like brainwashed and just felt like there was no escape. I couldn't do nothing. This is it for me type of thing. Kind of lost myself for real. But yeah, he knew that my daughter wasn't his. He had ghosted me when I was like probably, I think I just turned 19 or whatever. He like ghosted me, or I was like 18-ish, probably about to be 19. All I know is he ghosted me. And when he ghosted me, I had found somebody that I thought I would be with, you know. But that didn't happen. I ended up finding he was talking to some girl, whatever. So I dubbed that, but I didn't know I was pregnant. So when I, you know, found out I was pregnant, this guy came out of nowhere back in my life and used my brother to kind of get me to see him and stuff. And, you know, I didn't want to go because I didn't know what was going on, who was going to be there. So I kind of was like skeptical. At the time, I still kind of trusted my brother. So I felt like, okay, he wouldn't like kind of set me up. He wouldn't backdoor me. And so that's kind of what ended up happening. He did backdoor me. He did end up setting me up. We went over there and basically he was trying to get me to get back with him, and I didn't want to. So he was like in my face and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to leave. And he wasn't trying to let me leave. And he ended up punching me in my stomach. So I ended up going to the hospital because I had like an asthma attack and stuff. And then again, they told me, confirmed it, like, you are really pregnant. And I ended up telling him because he was there, obviously, wasn't trying to leave me alone. And he basically was like, you get an abortion and stuff like that, because he already knew the child wasn't his. He knew my daughter Egypt was not his. So anywho, I ended up, staying with my mom. And he one day came, oh, I'm sorry type of thing, and got me, like, convinced me basically to go back with him. I didn't want to, because I just felt like he was lying. He was gonna keep doing the same thing. But because I was already like brainwashed and believing his nonsense, I felt for it again. And so, giving him that chance, he was nice to me, and then ended up doing the same thing. But this time it was like I was fucked. He was abusing me like my whole pregnancy. It was time for me to give birth, and you know, he basically said, oh, you gonna let me sign the birth certificate? If you don't let me sign the birth certificate, I'm gonna kill your family, because you're not gonna go live with someone else. You're not gonna be with someone else. You're gonna be with me. Just very narcissistic. Okay, let's just put it like that. He's a narcissist. And if you didn't already know, now you know. He is a narcissist. He's mental in the head. There's something wrong with him. And I suffer from bipolar, ODD, ADHD. I also have PTSD from all the traumatic stuff. So, yeah, when it comes to people, I'd be really skeptical, because it's just like, you just never know who's gonna stab you in the back, who's gonna be the next person to do you dirty type of thing. So, yeah, I didn't want to, obviously, and I told him, but you're not the dad, right? So why would you want to do that? We're not married and stuff like that. He's like, because I said so, bitch, don't talk back to me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. Scared, whatever. Wasn't trying to let that happen. I was trying to figure out a way to not let that happen. But I ended up giving birth. The nurse had left us in the room by ourselves to sign the paperwork, and there's supposed to be a witness for you, for you there, so you could both sign a birth certificate and stuff like that. So that was a red flag, especially when I had told my mom, I'm like, this ain't right. Like, this ain't right at all. And she's like, just try to tell somebody so it won't happen. And I tried to press the red button. He was on me like a hawk. He did not leave. It was during COVID too, so he has work through Zoom, so he could be with me 24/7. I tried to tell, a nurse, like, do a signal and something like that. Like, she was kind of ignoring me or whatever. So I was not trying to cry, because then it would trigger him to kind of go off or whatever. But they end up letting him sign the birth certificate. And I'm telling him, like, can you please not sign it? I don't, like, you're not her dad. I don't want that to happen. Why would you want to be, legally the father of a child that you're not, especially you don't want to be with me for real. Like, you just want to control me. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I love you. And I'm just like, you don't. I really came to the realization, like, this is not love, you know? How can I get out of this alive type of thing? So, fast forward, I have my baby. 2 weeks after me giving birth, he puts a gun in my mouth while my daughter is in the next room. I really thought I was going to lose my life that day, and I didn't, thank God. But, you know, that was just more realization, like, I got stuff to do, I need to do here. Like, it's not over, it's not the end for me. So that kind of gave me more courage to try to get out. You know? So I was always just trying to figure out how the hell I'm gonna get out of here. But when he did that, thankfully I ended up talking to like DV cops or whatever, domestic violence cops, and they ended up telling me, oh, okay, we could put you in a shelter, blah blah blah. And I said, okay, I want to go, please, like. And they ended up getting me to a shelter and stuff like that. He ended up finding me, mind you. I'm from the Bronx, and where we was living, the Bronx, they got me all the way to Brooklyn, and I'm over here like, you know, finally, you know, yeah, it's not where I want to be. Obviously, who wants to be in a shelter? But the fact that I was free, or felt free enough that I could continue going through the journey of being a new mom and just giving my daughter what I didn't have. He ended up finding me. And when he ended up finding me, I was traveling to my mom to the Bronx. I would go like every day to travel to the Bronx just so I could get a little bit of sleep, because I wasn't really getting no sleep. And so when he ended up finding me, he got put a gun to the side of my waist and told me to get in the car. And it was like a black Suburban. And I was like, damn, he ain't shoot me before. You think he really gonna shoot me? But then I was like, if he shoot me, I die, and he take my baby. Like, I was just thinking about those two things when he approached with that. You feel me? And I'm just like, nah, okay, let's go. And I went. I was mad, but I went. I was quiet the whole time. He asked me like, oh, why would you want to leave me? You don't love me, blah, blah, blah. Just the narcissistic stuff like usual that he does all the time. So I just end up just praying, like, I hope I just can get out of this, because this is crazy. And he ended up putting his hands on me again and again and again. And there was one time he put his hands on me and I was with bra and panties on, and I'm trying to call the cops, but he doesn't let me have my phone. So when I seen my phone, I try to go get it and call them. And I dialed it. I'm on the phone with them. I hear somebody. I'm trying to tell them, can you please help? Please help. You know, he's hurting me. Like, I need help. She's asking for the address. I can't say the address because he grabbed the phone and started hitting me with it. So when he did that, I was able to like get away and get to the door, and I left with bra and panties on. Ran outside. I'm talking about, I ran all the way outside, and I was looking for somebody so they could call the cops. So I'm help, 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 screaming out help. This amazing God sent gentleman, he came and he was like, girl, you good? Like, what happened? Like, you need help? Like, I'm like, yes, please. Like, can you? And I'm crying, mind you, I'm crying. I had to really do a whole lot of mental before recording this, because I really don't want to bust out in tears. And I know myself, like, once I start crying, it's just like, I'm like, we don't need that right now, okay? Like, but he ended up giving me his jacket so I could put on my around my waist and stuff like that. He called the cops. The cops ended up coming, but they were on the opposite side of the building. It's like 4 buildings, 5 buildings, and so there's different ways to come inside the, you know. So we was on one side, which I thought was the front, and it is the front. So I'm thinking they're gonna come in the front. No, they came to the back, and then they came like from the back to the front, but I couldn't see them. So I'm like, they're taking so long. So I end up, can you walk with me to the other side, because I don't want to see him, you know. And he does walk with me, and we end up seeing the cops right in front of the building. And I'm like, you know, I called you guys. And they're like, okay, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. We just talked to him. He said, I'm like, you just talked to him? He was the one that called. I was the one that called. That was my phone. I was the one on the phone. And he was like, well, he said that, that you on drugs and you ran out the house. On drugs? I wasn't even smoking at that time. I just gave birth. You feel me? I just gave birth. Like, I'm breastfeeding, all that. I just gave birth. Like, what you talking about? So, you know, obviously he told the lie so he could look good, because he know he was in the wrong. He know what he did. And I'm telling him, like, why would I come outside with bra and panties on for real, like, and leave my daughter upstairs? I didn't want to bring my daughter with me because he didn't want to let me, one. And two, the way the stairs are, and they're made out of stone, and they're so skinny and narrow, it's like just one slip, fall, we could have both died. You get what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff I'm thinking about. Like, yo, it's one thing him putting his hands on me and hurting me, but not my daughter getting hurt in the mix. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't having it. I don't care. So, the lady was being very aggressive. That's why my voice changed, because it's like, I remember it like vividly. The way she was talking to me was just very like, very, I don't know how to say, hostile, like, just very negative, very like, you know. And I'm just like, are you guys gonna arrest him? And they're like, no, because he made the call. No, because he made the call. I made the call. Like, it was just a lot. And I'm like, why are you defending the abuser? He kidnapped me to be in his apartment right now. If you didn't know, now you know. What are you doing? Like, I'm here against my will. I have to try to get out of there. And that was my only way. Bra and panties on to get out of there. And, you know, she's like, don't use that tone on me. I'm like, bitch, don't use that tone on me. You the one talking to me crazy, and you the one yelling. And mind you, I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. These cops are very, very much thinking that they're like a gang, or that they could talk with slang and stuff like that and be yelling at people. When in reality, like, you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be leading by example. You're supposed to be protecting the citizens, not fucking them up and putting people, innocent people, in jail and all this. So she ends up whipping out her taser or whatever for no reason, just whipping it out. She's like, okay, well, you need to sit down and let's figure it out. I'm like, sit down on the ground? Are you stupid? Bitch, are you dumb? I'm not sitting on the ground. And she tased me because I didn't want to sit on the ground. Why would I want to put my bare on the ground? Come on now. Why would I want to do that? Common sense. I'm not doing that. I don't care. Like, you were gonna have to shoot me. And that's just my mentality at that time. Like, I'm not thinking like that now, but at that time, that's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm responding. Because what? So anywho, we end up going I end up getting arrested, but they had to take me to the hospital because they tased me and I had the thingies on me. So when I was in the hospital, an ACS worker, CPS, whatever you want to call them, this is how they started fucking with my life and doing the weird shit. They told me, like, I told them, like, you know, I want to flee. I want to leave New York because it's not safe for me and my daughter. She said, oh, if you take your daughter out the state, you're kidnapping her. So you only have two options. It's either have your daughter in foster care or have her with your mom. I'm like, I'm 19. You telling this to, well, I just turned 20. You telling this to a 20-year-old that if she flee with her daughter because y'all in danger, that it's kidnapping? I didn't know much about, the laws and stuff like that at the time. So to me, I'm thinking like, they probably dead ass. I'm like, what the? And I tell my mom, I said, Mom, they tell me like, it's kidnapping if I take my daughter like out of here. But I chose her to be with her, and my mom agreed. Yeah, be with her, and I thought it was the right thing. But in reality, if I knew what I knew now, I could have fled with her regardless what she had told me, because we were in immediate danger. You guys are not helping us. He had found us in the shelter, like not in the shelter, but you know what I'm saying. He found us in Brooklyn near the shelter I was at. So really, what I was supposed to do, like, they didn't want to put me in a different shelter. They didn't want to help like that. It was just more of like, she can't be in your custody because of the situation. When you guys know y'all in the wrong, he's supposed to go to jail. He was been supposed to go to jail. Well, first of all, there's a whole case, a criminal case against him from the gun thing. Make sure you remember that. So he was supposed to been in jail 7 years. They said 7 years, up to 7 years. So he was supposed to been in jail. But you guys still got him outside, and that's why he's able to do what he do. I wouldn't even be in the predicament I'm in if you guys would have did your job and arrested him. Mind you, his name is Malcolm Wicks. He also goes by Mal Marrow. And this is not to just expose him and whatever. Like, no. This is to also bring awareness. This is my story, and I'm telling my truth. But this is a lot. But when I made that decision and had her with my mom, I ain't gonna lie, that broke my heart, because I didn't want that. I didn't want someone else raising my daughter, even if it was my mom. But I'd rather my mom than the foster care. Straight up. I've been in the foster care system, so I know how it is. They don't treat you good. They do a lot of weird shit to you. So I was not with it. But fast forward, I end up moving to California because I knew I can't build the life I want to live and have for my daughters there. I couldn't do it in New York because all the people around me was negative energies, demonic beings who was just trying to tear me down, trying to mess my life up however they could. That was like the goal, and that was just the people that was around me. Mind you, is where I'm from, where I grew up, so I know everybody, There's gonna be people with hidden agendas you don't even know, but they do for whatever reason. So when I made that decision, my mom 100% agreed with me doing it. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared, but I took the leap of faith because I'm walking in God faith. You feel me? I knew God had my back, and I was gonna be able to get my daughter again. So when I moved, it was a lot. Don't worry, if y'all want to know about how I moved over here and how it was and the stories for that, comment that, and I'll do one might as well, since I'm doing this one, I might as well. But I moved over here. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like it just helped me grow as the individual I am today, and helped me escape that victim mindset, and just aligned me more with my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing in my bigger picture. So I'm internally grateful for that, and I'm happy that I'm able to do that. But I have to fight for her, so I end up fighting, you know. Mind you, the case already open, so that, like, I moved while the case was open already. So everybody knew. So I'm coming. Well, first it was virtual because of COVID, so I was glad about that. I didn't have to travel and spend money I didn't have to go over there. But I end up, you know, being in a better situation and predicament, and they end up telling me I have to come in person for court now. Mind you, been fighting for 4 years, okay, since my daughter was born, basically. And it's been bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. I'm talking about to the point where I got there's security or court officers, whatever. They are attacking me. They are targeting me every time I come in there. So I'm just feeling like, damn. Like, I know the system's, but this is how deep y'all will go to basically do y'all dirt and do the illegal things that y'all doing when it comes to the justice system. They was doing so many illegal things. It's not even funny. Like, they was supposed to do the criminal case before the family case, but ended up switching to the family case because they didn't want to finish the criminal, because they knew if they finished the criminal, he would be locked up in jail. And he had more money at me at the time. So he's feeling like, okay, I'm going to spend as much money, whatever I need to do to make this bitch suffer type shit. So I'm like, this is unbelievable, you know? I'm going through like this. I have a fractured foot. Why y'all keep doing this? This is crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, my mental, I couldn't even handle it at certain points because it was so draining. Like, all I'm trying to do is get my daughter back. Y'all have no reason to really actually keep me from my daughter. Y'all don't have no real reason. Y'all made up a reason because y'all trying to say neglect because I went back with him. I didn't go back with him because I wanted to. It was against my will. At the end of the day, what? He gonna end up killing my mom or something? He had put his hands on my mom. He broke down her door to her crib. Me up while I was pregnant. Choked out my mom because she calling the cops, and fought my brother that is his friend, right, to this day. So, mind you, my brother was like 17 at the time. So, okay, it's a lot, but it just goes to show, like, even blood. That's why it's like I also have a lot of conversation with that when it comes to family. Like, yo, I want to be more family orientated. I want to break that generational curse because that is a generational curse. But it's true. When you have snakes like that, like, you can't fix that person. If that's what they want to do, if that's how they want to move, they have to come to the realization they have to go through certain shit so they can have a better mindset, you feel me? So they can understand what they did was wrong and that wasn't what they should have did, you know? Have morals, boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Something. But I knew I couldn't do that for my brother because he already chose the side he wanted to be on, and I couldn't take him out of that, nor get too close where it's like he could use whatever to kind of flip it or whatever, you know, to help the enemy. So I'm going through all this. Me and my mom. I go to war by my mama. I ain't gonna lie. But she was there for the whole thing, the whole time, every time. And I give her everything for that because it's like, yeah, she made mistakes, but she's not perfect. Nobody is, you know. But her intentions was good, so I can't even be mad, blame her or nothing because her intentions was good. It just didn't ended up how we wanted because they had so much control. The system. The way that they move ACS, CPS, they are trafficking children. There's just so much that we could go about it, but I'm gonna leave that for other videos. You feel me? But it's to the point, my neighbor working with the mother. Okay, I'm talking about this bitch try to spray me with roach repellent in my eyes because She was mad that I didn't want to be her friend. That's how I look at it. I didn't want to be her friend. Mind you, she was like DV, you know, and it's not, I don't know her name. I ain't going to lie, I don't know the big name. Because I was not trying to with her. Like, I held it down when I first moved and helped you in your situation with your whatever, baby father, whatever, that was abusing you. You feel me? Because I've been in those shoes. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to fuck with my predicament because I'm trying to involve myself in someone else's situation that probably wouldn't do the same for me. You feel me? But because who I am as an individual, I'm going to always do the right thing without, like, knowing what could happen. I'm going to always just do the right thing because I go where my heart is telling me. But now it's go with my heart, but also using my brain better. You feel me? But it was just too much for me. I feel like she was trying to have me, like, be in the middle of all her stuff, and I just was like, nah. So I just kept my distance, but I was saying good morning and stuff like that. Like, I was keeping it cordial because I'm not weird, but it's just like, so you know, like, it's not that I don't like you. It's just I can't put myself in that predicament or be around people like that because that's not helping me heal. That's not helping me with my trauma and stuff like that. That's actually triggering it because I'm seeing somebody go through similar shit I was going through, you know? But she ended up finding, because mind you, I'm having all my conversations. The walls are so thin, so right next to me. She literally hears everything I got going on. Like, I am a loud person. I ain't gonna lie. I do have a loud mouth. I'm calming it down because obviously it's just I'm talking to a damn phone. So, but she ended up finding out like his information, whatever, because I'm saying his name when I talk Malcolm. And I said Malcolm a few times. Like when I replay, I'm like, yeah, she could have got the, you know, heard me say the name, searched him up on the web because he is Googleable. So if you guys want to search up Malcolm Wicks, you will find it. Put Malcolm Wicks poet and it's going to pop up. But basically, that's probably how she got in contact with him through Instagram or whatever. But she ended up she was recording conversations I was having with my mom, lawyer, all types of stuff. You feel me? I'm also gonna pin, I don't know if y'all seen that already, but it's in there. If you look, there's some conversations of stuff she was texting me talking about, oh, I love my new daughter, blah blah blah, and then calling her raggedy. It was just so much spreading lies about me. At the end of the day, it's just like you can say whatever because at the end of the day, I know what's true and what's not. You don't even know me. You want to know me. The fact that you was recording my conversations, like you didn't have no, you was just a miserable bitch. That's it. A miserable bitter ass bitch. You miserable with your life. You didn't like how it was. You seen how my life is. Even me fighting for my daughter, I still had a life. I still was making sure like, yo, I'm gonna work on my LLC. She even brought him out, you know, you're pathetic LLC, get a job. Like, I had 5 different jobs since being out here in Cali. I never had a 9-to-5 till I moved out here. So I know how it feels to have a 9-to-5. But I knew I wanted my own business. I knew that I'm talented. I got a lot that I can offer. So why am I gonna not pursue that? I'm still young. The hell? Just a lot of hater stuff. I'm not even gonna get into that. You can have your own opinion. Just go read that because it'll let you know, like, damn, the bitch hate this bitch. She don't even know me, like, for real, for real. So, but that just goes to show people could not even know you. You just did one thing to protect your energy and what you got going on. You feel me? In your path. Bitch got so mad that she working with my enemy to put me down or bring me down or make my life feel like hell because you trying to what, prove a point? Mind you, this is the same girl that's putting her hands on her daughter, and I'm waking up out my sleep crying to my mom on the phone. And I will be having an interview with my mom to bring up certain stuff and so she could, you know, say her opinion and certain stuff like that. But basically, It was just real weird. Just real weird. But that just goes to show me, keep pushing. I know I just can't cave, you feel me? So I could have texted back, you know what I'm saying? The bitch even texted my brother's phone, my little brother who has autism. I could have texted back, you know, bitch, I'm gonna kill you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I see you, it's up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of, I wouldn't even send a paragraph like that cursing somebody out. I'm gonna just plain and simple with it. But I just knew, like, I'm not going to jail. And I used to say that a lot. And I know she heard it. I used to say that a lot to my mom. I'm not trying to go to jail, my mom. I'm not trying to go to jail because it was just so much stuff that they was doing. And it was like, yo, they really trying to have me go to jail. And it's like, I ain't even doing nothing. So imagine if I did do something. What? They gonna put me on a mother and platter right to the jail. Like, I was not with it. At the end of the day, I had to stay focused. Like, it's bigger than me. Like, I got my daughters. I need to, at the time, my daughter, but my daughters now. So, it's a lot. But I am trying to bring awareness. Listen, the system is jigged. These motherfuckers are demonic as shit. They talking about, they under oath on a Bible. And they doing the shit that they doing. And they let him be okay. And, you know, it's just, so, yeah. I will be talking about that more, too. But it's to the point where, like, he ended up getting full custody, bro. They don't even let me see my daughter. Like, to this day, right now. Don't let me see my daughter. For no reason. They don't got no reason to keep me away from my daughter. Mind you, when they took my daughter away from my mom and put her with this motherfucker, it was supposed to be a weekend visit. It was literally court mandated for him to have a weekend visit, his first weekend visit with her, right? And I'm not for it. I'm not with it. But I told my mom, like, you know, we might as well do it just because it's court mandated. You feel me? So if we kind of go against and be like, no, they could be like, okay, well, if you're not gonna let him see her, or, like, you know, spend time for the weekend, take her away and put it, you know what I'm saying? So I was like thinking like that. But they ended up, that following Monday, bro, they ended up putting my daughter permanently with, well, temporarily with him. And my mom never did nothing to my daughter. Every time she was sick after she came from a visit with him, she'd go straight to the hospital. So for him to be able to even get temporary custody, and y'all never even gave me custody at all, like, you know, temporary, whatever you want to say, y'all never even let me be with my daughter for real, grow a bond with her for real. Y'all took that away from me. Cool. We keep on fighting. We keep on fighting. It's to the point I don't have no lawyer. I'm literally representing myself, same with my mom, because the lawyers that they were giving us were jigged. These motherfuckers, yo, I would even tell her, like, yo, or tell them, because it was multiple different ones, 5 of them to be exact. Tell them, say this, bring up this, please bring up that. Make sure you press this issue, because at the end of the day, this will help me see my daughter. They can't keep me from my daughter when he did this, that, and the third. He's not even supposed to be with her. He had a restraining order. We have restraining orders. My whole family have restraining orders against him. He was not supposed to be near us at all. He broke the order of protection so many times. Like, that alone, you get jail time. What are you guys doing? They wasn't doing their job at all. So today, I'm just gonna bring it to today, or currently, I am going back to New York to go continue fighting for her. It's been basically a year and some change. I have not seen her in person, and I don't want it to make it 2 years and they try to, like, with the bring up the law and stuff. Oh, you don't have no right to there. But you guys, for that year that I was supposed to have visits, I'm having these visits, you know, virtual, but they're not even giving me all of my visits. They only giving me like once every week, or, you know, or every other week or whatever. They was just being weird, doing a lot of weird shit, being very, very nasty, and just not doing their job at all. They were supposed to let me also see my daughter in person. It was supposed to be 1 day virtual, 1 day in person every week. Never seen her in person. So they already broke the order because they wasn't letting me see my daughter in person. Why are you guys letting me virtual and not even do it every week? I do it when y'all feel like it. But never let me see her in person when I never did nothing to her. So I am putting my big girl panties on because I know I'm built like that. But I know I do need to carry myself differently when it comes to me going in court and having to deal with these people again. If it's the same court officers and stuff like that. I know they're probably going to try to, you know, antagonize me, try to do certain stuff. But I'm just going to react to it differently. I'm going to try my best to. Because, yeah, like, I try to heal from it as much as I can, but I know I'm not going to be finished healed with it until I finish, like, fighting. Like, I need to finish fighting. Like, even though they sealed the case, and try to, like, cover everything up and whatever, I'm still trying. I try to do it online, but that didn't work. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta do that flight. And my other daughter is only 5 months. She fell asleep. I knew she was gonna fall asleep. She's tired. She's a little sicky. We both a little sicky, but all three of us. But we getting over it. But since they did all that weird shit, I'm just like, I'm ready to, you know, face them again. I'm ready to face them again. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. I know I don't know what to expect when I go over there. I just know that I just hope that they will let me fight for her again and that the outcome would be different this time. I'm just hoping for the best. But I'm going to keep on pressing the issue. And even if they won't let me keep fighting for her, I'm going to fight for her online. You know, I'm going to keep on bringing awareness. Yeah, maybe I might not make a video every day talking about her because it's traumatic for me. Like, it's a lot for me because me as a mom having to think about my daughter being raised by somebody who isn't her father, blood related, and who have done this stuff that he doing to her. I don't want to get into details, but my daughter confessed to me to certain things, and I don't want to expose of that right now because that's just too much for me. But just being a mom and having to feel these emotions and deal with it, it's a lot. And I just don't want to think about that too much. But I would never, ever wish this on anybody, even the people who want this for me and feel happy that this is going on for me. I wouldn't even want that to happen to them. But I hope, you know, this gave you some type of... I have to laugh at it. But I just hope this gave you an insight about my situation with my daughter and spread awareness. Please share. I don't care, like, whatever. I don't care if you follow. I don't. Just please share. Like, just bring awareness. Show people, you know, whoever. I don't care who it is. Show as many people as you can. You know, somebody who is going through similar things. Show, because I'm really trying to build community. And we can't build community if we're not opening up. If everybody's just so closed off. Oh, no, I can't tell her that because she's gonna try to, you know, or she could, and I don't, like, just don't care about what people think. Who really fuck with you is gonna fuck with you, and you gonna see it. It's gonna show who really fuck with you. Who really don't is gonna show. It's gonna show. It's just always gonna show, regardless. But, you know, if y'all want to hear more about it, please ask for a part 2. I will do a part 2. If there's certain things y'all want to talk about, whatever, getting more in depth in, please do. Till next time, I hope that you guys realize that if you're not going through something like this, or haven't been through something like this, please be grateful that you haven't, you know. But just because you didn't go through something like this don't mean that you can't help spread awareness. If you can't, you don't have to put yourself in other people's shoes, but it's good to try to understand the feeling. Try to understand, like, damn, if it were happening to you, how would you feel? How would you react to certain things? Like what I said happening to you, how would you react? How would you feel? But yeah, I'm just open to hear whatever people have to say. At the end of the day, like, this is me telling my truth, like, and I'm happy, kind of happy. Y'all can see my face kind of, because I really didn't think I was going to record this at all, and for me to do it, and I'm really doing it. I'm proud of myself, and I didn't cry. I might cry when I turn it off, but I didn't cry. I am happy. I feel definitely empowered. And I'm like, listen, just break generational curses, please, y'all. Break the cycles. Like, we are capable of magical things. If we really come together as a community, we could take our world back. Like, you know, we could take our land back, however you want to say it. But I just know that this is bigger than me, and I hope more people find the courage to open up about certain things that they're going through and try to make a change. Try to build your legacy, because once we come together and we're at the positions that we hold, and we have, you know, lawyers on our side, all of this stuff, we could do a whole lot. But until then, we just gonna have to keep on going, keep on pushing, keep on trying to do more and do more. Ooh. But I appreciate you listening. Till next time. Bye, y'all.